The moment Ava stepped through the gates of Rose Hill High, every eye in the courtyard turned to look. She walked with her head slightly lowered, a plain backpack slung over one shoulder, and a soft floral dress that fluttered around her knees. Her sneakers were scuffed, and her hands clutched her books tightly to her chest, like a shield. She wasn't the kind of girl that drew attention because she wanted it. She was the kind that caught it precisely because she didn't try. But in a school like Rose Hill, that quiet energy didn't make you invisible. It made you a target. The whispers began almost instantly. Who's she? Probably homeschooled. She looks like a freaking librarian. In the middle of it all stood Jessica Maddox, the queen of the junior class. Flanked by her loyal followers, Haley and Serena, she took one look at Ava, smirked, and decided that the new girl was going to be her entertainment for the semester. Jessica had everything going for her. Perfect grades, thanks to tutoring, popularity, thanks to her social media clout, and confidence, thanks to never being challenged. But underneath it all was a cruelty she masked with charm, and Ava, with her gentle smile and silent footsteps, was like blood in the water. Ava had no idea what was coming. Her first class was history. She arrived early and chose a seat in the second row. Before she could take out her notebook, a crumpled piece of paper hit her squarely on the shoulder. Then another. Giggles followed. She turned slowly to see Serena miming a sneeze and pretending to aim again. Ava said nothing. By lunchtime, it had escalated. Jessica blocked her path in the cafeteria line. "Aw, you brought a packed lunch? That's adorable, like a third grader." She grabbed Ava's lunch bag and emptied it into the trash. Still, Ava said nothing. She just looked at Jessica, not with anger, not with fear, but something else, entirely, something that unsettled Jessica more than she expected. "Why aren't you saying anything?" she snapped. Ava looked at her for a moment and softly replied, "Because I don't need to." The other girls laughed, but Jessica's smirk faltered just for a second. By the third day, things got physical. In the girls' locker room after gym, Jessica cornered Ava by the lockers. "You think you're better than us?" she said, stepping closer. "No," Ava said calmly. "I just think kindness is louder than noise." Jessica didn't like that answer. She shoved Ava back hard against the locker. The metallic thud echoed through the room. And that's when everything changed. Ava stepped forward, slow and unbothered. Jessica pushed again, harder. But this time, Ava caught her wrist. It wasn't aggressive. It wasn't dramatic. But it was fast. And in one fluid movement, Ava twisted Jessica's hand just enough to force her to her knees. "What the ow?" Jessica screamed. "Stop," Ava said quietly. "Please." The room fell silent. Haley and Serena moved forward, but Ava only looked at them with the same calm, steady eyes. "Try me," she said. Not a threat, not a boast, just a statement of fact. They didn't. Instead, they stared at Jessica, now red-faced and humiliated on the floor, holding her wrist and begging Ava to let go. And Ava did. She helped Jessica up, straightened her, own clothes, and walked out of the locker room. No applause followed, no cheers, just stunned silence and a shift in energy that rippled through the school faster than any rumor. What no one knew was that Ava had been training in Krav Maga since she was 8. Her father, an ex-military self-defense instructor, had taught her everything, not for glory, not for revenge, but to protect herself when the world got cruel. And it had. Ava had moved to Rose Hill after her family fled an abusive situation in their old town. Her mother was rebuilding. Her little brother had nightmares, and Ava carried the weight of being the quiet strength that held everyone together. She didn't fight for fun. She didn't talk much. But when it mattered, she didn't hesitate. The aftermath was swift. Jessica's father stormed the principal's office, demanding Ava be punished. But the security footage told the whole story. Ava never attacked. She defended. Calmly. Controlled. Legally. And for the first time, Jessica had to sit in the same principal's office where so many of her victims had gone ignored. Ava became something of a legend. Not the kind that posed on Instagram, but the kind people whispered about in hallways. Don't mess with her. She's like some kind of ninja. I heard she disarmed a robber once, barehanded. None of that was true. But what was true was even better. Ava didn't need to hit to be strong. She didn't need to shout to be heard. Instead of letting the attention inflate her ego, she used it. She started a girls' self-defense club. She opened it to anyone. Cheerleaders, bookworms, athletes, introverts. She taught them basic moves, but more importantly, she taught them how to set boundaries, how to speak up, how to own their space. And Jessica? She came to one of the sessions. Not at first, not proudly, but quietly in the back. She never apologized out loud, but one day when Ava handed her a pad to practice with, their eyes met. And it was enough. They both understood. Pain makes people cruel, but healing makes people powerful. Ava went on to become student council vice president. She spoke at assemblies, not about fighting, but about strength. Real strength. The kind that stands tall even when it's alone. The kind that refuses to become what hurt it. Moral of the story. True power doesn't come from fists or fear. It comes from knowing who you are, choosing grace over aggression, and standing firm when the world pushes you around. Never mistake silence for weakness. Some of the strongest voices are the ones that speak with actions, not noise.